Hi guys, I am back. I'm here today doing my March 2016 favorites. March is my birthday month, and Easter is also in March this month, and I love Easter. Being at where I am in my career and in my life, I am not going out and buying a ton of makeup because I just can't afford it right now, but I did step out and buy a couple products here and there that I am really happy that I did, and so I have been obsessed with a couple of them, and a couple of them have just been so. So I'm going to cover those today. And also I apologize that my hair is an absolute mess. I didn't do it today. I just diffused it quick after I worked out, and that's kind of what happened to it. So first thing I'm going to start out with is just my hair product, my favorite hair product of this month. For those of you who don't know, I am a cosmetologist, so I'm a hairstylist. I work behind the chair, and I work with a lot of Alterna products. So those of you who don't know, they have the lines, they have the bamboo and the caviar line in them, and some of the best products I've ever worked with. I love these styling products. I love just how they work, how they just repair the hair, and how they just, a lot of their products are just so versatile to work with so many different hair types and everything. I think that's awesome. Being a stylist, I find that fantastic because I can just recommend a really good product knowing that it's going to help many people's hair types. So one of my favorite products this month that I've been using on myself has been the bamboo, the Kendi Oil Dry Oil Mist. It's called bamboo because bamboo is the strongest natural resource that we have, and it's very strong, but it can also bend a lot. The reason that that's important and it has the elasticity is because your hair, you want it to be strong, but you also need it to have elasticity and for it to move and to have moisture to really work to its full potential. And so that's kind of why the line is called bamboo. They use a lot of that, like the natural resources, like those kind of, a lot of natural products, I should say, bamboo being one of them, and I think that's absolutely awesome, especially just the reason behind that all. So basically what this dry oil mist does is, it's called a dry oil because you spray it, and this stuff smells fantastic, by the way. They have a couple different versions of these. They have a thicker oil of this, they have this one, and then they also have a very, they call it a micro mist because it's a thinner version of this, more, I don't know if thinner is the right word for this, but it's kind of like light, this is medium, and then the thicker oil is the most potent, or not potent, most thick product out of the Kendi oils. And so basically the reason it's called a dry oil is because when you spray it on the hair, now I like to use this on wet hair and I like to use this on dry hair. It's oil being a very moisturizing product. It's going into your hair and actually adding the oil, or adding the moisture into your hair, and also a little bit of heat protectant as well in there, and also adding a lot of shine and just manageability. It really helps you work with your hair more. It helps it not look as dry, but it also is adding moisture. It's called dry oil because it doesn't have any silicones in it, so it is actually going into your hair strand and working inside of your hair and helping actually promote that health and that moisture, strength, and elasticity inside of the hair, instead of oils that do have silicone in them and are kind of sitting on top of the hair and outside of the hair strand, and they just coat it and they don't do a whole lot for your hair besides make it look better. This is actually going inside and helping your hair. I want to say a bottle of this is around $25. Absolutely worth it. This has lasted me quite a while. I just bought another one because it's getting down there, but I like to use this on my hair before I curl. My hair is very dry and a little bit damaged right now, so I am working to grow it back out and to put it in better condition. And so I have been using this as a heat protectant and another heat protectant to use on my hair when it's dry. Okay, I apologize if you can still hear them barking and being super obnoxious. Now on to makeup. I will start with, let's start with face products because I have kind of a couple, actually majority amount of face products, skin products I should say, as far as like foundations, concealers. Wow, okay, I can't talk. Okay, so this last month, as far as my favorite foundations go, I have been loving these two mixed together. And the only reason I mix them together right now is because I am so pale, but this one gives me a little bit too much of like a washed out look, where this one adds a little bit of color. So these ones are the Fiona Styles Luminous Finish Foundation, and this is in just 03. I don't think they have names, so it's just in 03. And then I also have always loved the 24-hour Revlon Colorstay foundations, and the only reason I did not like them is they used to come in a container like this, so they didn't have a pump, and you always had to like pound it on your hand to get the very last out, and that was such a pain in the butt. But as I was there the other day, I saw that they had pumps, which I was super excited about, because it's just so much easier to get out, so much more sanitary. I'm ecstatic about it, the fact that it has a pump. And so this is in the lightest color you can get, in Ivory, and this is also the normal to dry skin. I always thought I had very oily skin, and I used to, and so I always was getting the dry, or the normal to oily, or the very matte one. And I just kind of noticed that like around certain areas of my face, it started to just kind of look, it would separate and not look the most pretty. So I did switch over and start using a little bit more moisturizing skin products, and also a little bit more moisturizing foundations. And so these are both in the luminous category, and I've been loving both of them separate and together. I do really like them. So again, this is the Fiona Styles Luminous Finish, and also the Revlon Colorstay Normal to Dry. As far as concealer goes, I am absolutely obsessed with my Motives Cosmetics. This is the Color Perfection Quad in Light. And so basically, these are, let me just tell you that these, the consistency, the coverage, and how much moisture these concealers give you is out of this world. Like these are beautiful products. And the thing is that it comes in a good range. I think they have a light, medium, and a dark quad. And they come in, I mean, the wheels come in so many different colors that you can mix your color. You can use a color in here. I'll use actually different colors for different parts of the face where I know that it's lighter, or I want a little bit of shadow there. And so I am absolutely in love with this. Just as a brand in general, they are the makeup brand that I choose to use for my brides, for my prom girls, for photo shoots, any of that kind of stuff. I love using Motives Cosmetics. This has been my go-to concealer and will be my go-to concealer, and I will continue to purchase this concealer quad because I love it so much. Okay, moving on. I have finally realized that you can get the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder, the translucent powder, at Walmart. I just never really looked into where I could get it. I just heard some good things about it, so I did buy it. It's $6, and it comes with, how many ounces are in here? 2.3 ounces, and it's a loose powder. It's translucent. It smells good. It smells like powder, but it's a good smelling powder. I don't really know how to go about that, but I'm very happy with this. A lot of times I get really red cheeks, and so I like to, because I don't want to be too matte, but I do like to kind of pat that on that area to kind of give it some extra coverage down there, but also not to, I don't want to darken it up too much, because then there's really, it kind of defeats the purpose of actually going in there and contouring. So yeah, that is one of my favorite products so far since I've been working with it. The other loose powders that I was using to try to set my under eye area with were just darkening too much. I would try and bake with them or apply them underneath, and they would be a light powder, but as soon as it got under my eye and I would kind of sweep it away, it would almost turn like a little bit darker, and it just wasn't a fan, because I don't want my under eyes to look dark. I want them to be light and bright and lit up. So I haven't had that issue with the Coty Airspun translucent powder yet. So yes, I would suggest trying that. I mean, for $6 you really can't go wrong there. Alright, and then again, another one from Fiona Styles. They do have this at Ulta right now. I think it's an Ulta only brand right now, or it's exclusive to Ulta. So it's somewhat brand new. Price point isn't too high, and kind of behind what she wanted Fiona Styles makeup line to be is kind of a mistake-proof line. And so she came out with this contour kit, and I am absolutely obsessed with it. I have been like struggling so long to just find a cooler colored contour because shadows aren't orange. I don't want to use a warmer contour because it just doesn't look as natural. But this is just such a beautiful color palette. This is called the Sheer Sculpting palette and it's in light medium. I really like this palette, so I think you should go try it out. Alright, next, I heard great things about the Anastasia Glow Kits. And so I decided to get one. These are $40, okay? It's $40 for the 4 colors in here, which, and I'm always the person that goes math and tries to think about what it comes down to. So really, obviously, that comes down to $10 per highlight, and they're a good size. And another thing too is you can actually take these and you can pop them out and replace it with a color once you run out or whatever, which I think is just a fantastic idea, because you can, if you're using one color more than the other, or you want to refill with the color that you really like, you don't have to go out and buy a whole new palette for that. So I really like that. So this one is in Starburst, Crushed Pearl, Mimosa, and Hard Candy. I don't know if you can see those on my hand at all, but they're not chunky. They do go on really nice, and just they create what a highlight's supposed to be, just kind of like a gleam, a little bit of a glow, obviously per the name of it. I was impressed with these. I like the amount that you get in here, and I love that you can remove them and replace them when you run out or anything like that. So excellent color palette in here. Colors are absolutely beautiful. I really liked this. Moving on to my my eye products. My favorite mascara for the month, or for the past couple months, has been the Cashmere Lashes. So sort of like fiber lashes that you've heard about. I was so skeptical about these because I don't know. I mean, when you think about it, like putting fibers on my eyes and then coating them, like it just didn't make sense to me. Like, how's that going to work? I can make my lashes really big with regular mascara too. But I love the Labrai skincare. Labrai skincare is one of my favorite skincare lines that I have seen such a difference with. They're super result producing, and so I was like, okay, I ended up being a consultant for them because I love their products so much and just because I use them so much. And so I was like, okay, I'll try the Labrai 3D mascara. Got hooked. So basically what it is just as you've heard from other products like this, where it comes with the priming gel and then the fibers. So I've actually been a really huge fan of this. The only fallback is, which you will get with any fiber mascara that you use, is if I do the lash primer fibers and then go back in with the lash primer, I am so picky about the way that the fibers look on my eyes, because they kind of, if you don't control them right or you don't mascara them right, they almost look like spider webbed out, and I do not like the look of that. I don't want it to look like my eyes are spider webbed. So I will actually take in a toothpick and sometimes have to move them around occasionally, the amount of thickness and volume that they give me, and I just really like it. So that has been another favorite of mine. I want to say these are around $30, I'm pretty sure. As far as eyeliner, super cheap eyeliner alternative. One of my favorite has been the Rimmel Glam Eyes Professional Liquid Liner. So looks like this. And the thing I really like about this one is the fact that the brush is so thin, and the fact that it is flexible too. It's not a stiff brush, it's not a thick one, but you can create such a thin line with it, and the brush itself is very easy to manipulate and move around. So for a couple bucks, absolutely. I know a lot of people are a fan of the NYC liquid liner, which is also a good product when I am looking for a little bit of a thicker eyeliner, but the brush is a little bit thicker in this product. So I can create a gorgeous bold line with that. But I just can't get when I just want to fix the really little parts or the really thin parts, or just want a thin line, this is not the product that I'll go to, although for the thick, the bold looks, I do really love this one as well. Alright, so after really struggling with my eyebrows, I finally caved in and got the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. I had been using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil for a while, which does work, but I feel like sometimes it dries out a little bit and it is kind of almost waxier to the point where it's hard to get the color to show up and really form the eyebrows with it. And it's it's a good product, but it just hasn't, I needed a little bit of something more. And so I did get the Dip Brow Pomade in Taupe, and for $18, I mean, I've been using this for a couple weeks and that's all I've gotten into it. Like I've barely touched it at all. So I've been really happy with this, and same with like the amount of products that you get in here, and I just really like that one. I am so pleased that I finally bought it because it has changed my life. Alright, as far as eyeshadows, I have gone back to my trusty Lorac Matte Pro Palette. This is the palette with the 8 matte shades in it. Lorac eyeshadows are my all-time favorite eyeshadows. The amount of pigmentation that they give off and the blending of them is just fantastic. I love it so much. I do have a Naked palette. I don't feel like the colors are in a broad enough range for me in the Naked palettes, and the color payoff is also not as impressive as I wanted it to be. It didn't do anything for me. So paying $52 for a palette, for a Naked palette, was just kind of like not worth it to me, when I can go and spend $42 on the Lorac Pro palette, which has a good amount. I love working with matte shadows and a good amount of shimmery colors as well. So the Lorac palettes are one of my favorites. So went back to this. I'm using it almost every day. Love it, love it, love it. And then as far as pigmentation goes, I mean, that's a huge thing for me with eyeshadows. So I dug into ColourPop, and I bought a ton of eyeshadows and just blushes and stuff from them that I'm absolutely obsessed with. I just picked 2 of my favorite ones out of there because I just wanted to swatch them for you. Most of you have probably heard of these. They're $5 a pop, and they are absolutely fantastic. They have a very, like, a cushiony feel to the eyeshadow in there, kind of similar to like the bouncy blushes from Maybelline. And so just the consistency is kind of difficult to work with at first. I don't use these a lot in like my crease or to blend around, but I do use these on the lid and for a pop of color underneath my eye. I really love it for that. So this is in the color Cheap Date. I mean, that's ridiculous. I love these. For $5, you are getting fantastic product, and it's so bright and so pigmented. I love that. Shimmery colors on the lids. Oh, I die for it. So part of me wishes that these did come in a palette, because that would be so much more convenient and I would absolutely love that. But I mean, it is what it is, so I just have to a drawer for them because you can't really, they're difficult to store. I mean, when you're reaching them for them every day. But I did see some videos on how to depot them. I just don't understand how that would work when you need such an airtight container to put them in. Ooh, one more I have to show you is Hot Tamale. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. The nude sticks. I love the one that I got in my Ipsy. I haven't tried any other ones. I am waiting for them to have a good amount in Sephora. Right now they just have like a little like duo of them by the cash register in the little trap area where they get you to buy all that little cool stuff. And so I'm waiting for more of an arrangement so I can try out different colors and see if they have that, because it's a nude stick. It's a lipstick pencil, so I was expecting it to come out kind of dry or more matte, but it has a glossy finish and it is very moisturizing and a really pretty color. It's in Mystic, and so I'm absolutely a fan of this. I love it so much. I want to say they range for around $24 for a full one. I know that I saw them at Aerie in the mall. I saw them, they had the tester ones that I could swatch out and stuff, but that day I just wasn't looking into them at all. I was there for one reason and one reason only. I couldn't get distracted with makeup because I always do. Thank you again very much for tuning in. Please like the video and subscribe. I would be absolutely delighted to have you as part of my YouTube family, and have a wonderful rest of your day.